of an epidemic in this population, and I might say needlessly.
So this video is going to be an unboxing. It's also going to be a how to set up, and then I'm going to wait a couple months, use it, filter different types of water, and then do a full review of it at the end. So let's just get right to the unboxing because that's the fun part. So I bought this from a company called Conscious Water here in Canada. I think they're out of Mississauga, Ontario, so shipping was actually relatively quick once they actually confirmed the order. It took a little while to confirm the order. Once they confirmed, shipping took, I think, 2 days tops. So, well packaged, lots and lots of paper in there. Open and read first from Conscious Water. Oh, that's weird. Comes with another extra spigot. An extra blocker and an extra black blocker. Okay, so read and follow the manufacturer's instructions. Do not use tools over time, so just some precaution. I actually bought not only the Berkey water filter, I also bought the fluoride filters, and I also bought something kind of cool, which are mineral stones. The big thing is the Berkey, and then 2 fluoride filters. And we're opening up this Berkey. Let's check it out. Ooh. I have to say I've been waiting for years for this stuff. Okay. From the top, your lid. Wow, this is so shiny in person. I think it's really hard to... Top chamber, really nice stamped in Berkey logo there. And you see there's the holes for the filters that are going to go. It's really hard to explain how nice this is. It's really shiny. It's like a mirror. I don't think the camera's getting it well enough, but it's really pretty. It's really pretty. This thing's going to be in my kitchen, so I mean, it has to look somewhat good, right? Inside, get the 2 filters. And then the bottom section. It also has a stamped part section right there. Berkey. So the rubber, you see, it's actually like a gasket. I thought it was actually the whole bottom would be rubber, but it's not. And there's a little hole for the spigot. Yeah, nice and clean. Inside, this is where the magic happens. This is where the magic happens. There you go. It's soft. It's a very soft touch. So, now I'm just going to get all this kind of organized, and then I'll get back to you and show you how to do a setup. Well, let's prime these filters. So you're going to have to move over to your sink, and now you can notice I don't really have the nicest sink. Kind of live in a rundown apartment that I've been slimming and everything, but whatever. That's another story. First step, wash your hands. Gotta get them nice and clean. Now, second step. If you have an aerator, like mine here, I've got a swivel head aerator, not just one of those flat aerators, you're going to have to go ahead and screw that off. You could probably do with it on, but I think it's just going to be easier to do this without the aerator on. Take off the aerator. Within your Berkey kit, you get this little washer here. So what you do with the washer is you're going to place it here. Screw it on just a little bit, so that the water is going to be able to go in here and come out the pores. So we're gently going to have cool water, so I'm going to let the water cool down a little bit. And then we're just going to push this up. Whoop. The water's going a little bit too strong, sorry. There you go. There you go. You see the priming? Once you get it right, hard to do with one hand. you see bubbles start forming. There you go. Yeah, you can see it. Bubbles will start coming out on your filter. I'm just going to rinse it all down again. Put that aside. And now you're going to go ahead and do the other one. I'm not going to make you guys have to watch that. So now we're going to prepare the fluoride filters. So the first thing you need to do is take off the sticker, and you want to give the outside a good scrubbing with a mild soap. Got a mild soap here. Once you did that, you're going to use something like a butter knife, and you're just going to peel off the blue caps. So these filters will last you, if you refill your big Berkey once a day, these fluoride filters will last you about a year. They recommend after 353 uses of it that you replace them. If you use your Berkey more often, well, of course, you'll end up replacing it more often. So now, we're going to do the same thing as we did with the big filters. What we're going to do with this, and try not to spray myself completely like last time. And you're just going to fill in this hole. Just keep water coming in. Just gently pour water. And you'll see I'm going to keep on doing this for about 5 seconds. Whenever you're done one side, take that same gasket, you put it on the other side, and you hose yourself down with water again. There you go. Repeat that for the same thing for the next one, and you've just primed them. So once you clean your prep your filters, you want to clean everything else out. So what you're going to do is just use a little bit of soap and a sponge, clean this out and rinse it out, and these will be good. I'm not going to make you guys watch me have to clean these, but you just got to make sure you clean this out first. So let's just do the installation now. And what I'm going to use is a butter knife. Why am I using a butter knife? Not just to pay homage to my mumsy, but to show that you really don't need any tools for this. I mean, I pocket knife to open the box, but you can just use a kitchen knife. And for most of everything on this, you could just use whatever's in your kitchen. Okay, so you just put this here. With your finger underneath, you can just spin it. And just tighten it until it feels good. It doesn't need to be too tight, this is only to hold. There you go. Now your lid's done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the spigot. I'm going to do the bottom section first, just so that it's easier to get everything done. I just feel like the bottom section should be done first. I mean, this is no real rhyme or reason here, but it's just personally what I think works best. And you know what? Sometimes just do what you think works best. Just make sure you're following the instructions, though. You don't want to not follow any instructions. So, just to prove, I have the instructions here, so I'm not screwing around or doing anything stupid that I'm not supposed to be doing. First, put a washer on, bing bang boom. Kind of helps out if you're on the side of the table here. On the inside, simple enough, you're just going to put your second washer right on top of there. And then you're just going to take that nut and just spin it. You don't want any tools for this, because you don't want to crack it. It's only plastic, right? Unless you got the metal one. But even at that, you don't want to crack it. You don't want to dent your Berkey. You should be able to do this by hand. I mean, if you have really weak hands, maybe you could use a pair of pliers. But at this point, this should be waterproof, watertight. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go put it in the water, pour a little bit of water in here and see if it's watertight before I do the rest. So we're going to put on some filters. One thing you'll notice is that there's water inside them. They need water to actually work. So you need to keep that in mind. Some things might get wet, so that's why I'm putting the towel underneath. So you're going to put your filter in, take this wing nut, and just thread it on. And yet again, you're not using any tools because these things are pretty fragile and you don't want to break a $100+ filter. So you just turn it. It's going to get snug. You're going to feel it getting snug. And I'm just turning it until I kind of feel like it's tight enough. Okay. There you go. Now I'm going to put in the second one. I want them to be in the 2 middle holes, just for OCD reasons. And there you go, we're going to tighten this up. Threading isn't so strong, so you just got to watch out. You don't want to break the thread. It's really fragile. You'll see when you have it in your hands that it feels quite fragile. It's not super straight. These are mass-produced filters, right? So you got to think they're not super strong. So just a little bit tighter. There you go. I think that's good enough. And now you see 2 filters in there. Next step, stop gaps. These guys are just going to make it so you use extra holes if you want to put 4 filters are covered up. I don't see the point of having 4 filters, to be honest with you. I'm just going to fill this up at night. I already have a nightly routine where I fill up my teapot, so that in the morning I've got my electric kettle is ready to go. So it's just going to become part of routine to fill them both up. And last one. You kind of got to dig yourself in here. And there you go. If you didn't buy any fluoride filters, or if you didn't buy 4 filters, your Berkey is pretty much done. Here are the fluoride filters, and now I'm going to install those. Okay, so they recommend flipping it on its back like that. And you'll notice that there's only one way. This is the top, okay? The hat is the top. Simple way to figure that out too is if you look on the inside, there are threads in there. There's only threads on one side of these, so hat's on top. So you're just going to put it, and you're going to do 8 rotations. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I can still feel there's some more, so I'm just going to keep on spinning it. There you go. The reason why they tell you for the 8 rotations is that the older filters, the black filters, just have a longer stem. And that could easily puncture everything in here. So it makes sense that they tell you to do that, because you used to be able to actually puncture the inside. And there you go. You now have yourself a water filter that can filter out fluoride and pretty much arsenic and anything else bad for you. Berkey water filter right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bucket of water to go through here and filter so that I can clean up the system. So while the Berkey is filtering about halfway, I'm going to do preparation for mineral stones. The mineral stones are pretty easy. You just got to open them, you got to rinse them out, boil them, and then let them dry, and then put them inside the Berkey. Pretty simple, eh? Stones are going to come in 2 packs. Big rocks, and then the calcium. They last about 2 or 3 years. So overall, not bad. All your mineral stones, you now just lightly put them into the bottom of your chamber. So I've already done about 2 liters of water through the filter. I'm going to put another set tomorrow and empty that out probably as well. Just let the mineral stones kind of soak up some water overnight and, you know, throw the first batch. You don't need to do that, I'm just doing it because I think it'd be good. And then you're good to go and you have pure drinking water. So, you just gotta fill her up. Make sure to pour water all over the filters, just to get them to absorb some more water. And once that's set up, it's really important to cover it. And now you just gotta wait a few hours and you'll have pure drinking water. So you might have an issue. Overnight I realized that the spigot was leaking just a little bit, just a couple drops. So I retightened the spigot, and one way to do that easily is if you hang on to the nut on the inside, just turn the spigot with your hands until you get at least one more rotation in. And then that should be tight enough. I mean, yeah. So that's one thing I did. And then second thing, I felt it was filtering a little bit slow, and sometimes that could be because your filters aren't primed enough. So I went back, filled it up with water again, did the whole priming process just to see if that was the issue. It took about a night to get through filtering all the water. So that actually seems like an appropriate amount of time, but I still just want to make sure, and I might as well get this done now because I'm not going to do it later. I'm going to be tired of this. It's a good way to do it. Might as well get this all done the first day, guys, because you're not going to want to come back and have to do this later down the road and next week. So just plan that it's going to take you maybe a day, maybe 2 days to really get everything squared away and straight, just because just the nature of it. There's a lot of stuff you've got to do. But I might as well get it all done as quickly as possible in the first 2 days, and then you just enjoy the fresh water. Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys soon.
We have an epidemic in this population, and I might say needlessly.
So this video is going to be an unboxing. It's also going to be a how to set up, and then I'm going to wait a couple months, use it, filter different types of water, and then do a full review of it at the end. So let's just get right to the unboxing because that's the fun part. So I bought this from a company called Conscious Water here in Canada. I think they're out of Mississauga, Ontario, so shipping was actually relatively quick once they actually confirmed the order. It took a little while to confirm the order. Once they confirmed, shipping took, I think, 2 days tops. So, well packaged. Lots and lots of paper in there. Open and read first. From Conscious Water. Oh, that's weird. Comes with another extra spigot. An extra blocker and an extra black blocker. Okay, so read and follow the manufacturer's instructions. Do not use tools to overtighten, so just some precaution. I actually bought not only the Berkey water filter, I also bought the fluoride filters, and I also bought something kind of cool, which are mineral stones. The big thing is the Berkey, and then 2 fluoride filters.